Sometimes, the world gives you a single moment to shine. A moment of terror, sacrifice, or destiny. In Alien, Earth's second episode, that moment belongs to Hermit, and it's called Mr. October. But in this twisted tale of xenomorph horror, survival comes at a bloody price. Welcome back to Review, your home for cinematic deep dives into the stories that haunt, inspire, and keep us on the edge of our seats. Tonight, we're stepping back into the wreckage of the USCSS Maginot, where Alien Earth truly bears its teeth in Episode 2, Mr. October. This chapter doesn't just give us gore. It gives us character revelations, shocking confrontations, and what may be one of the most violent entries in the entire Alien franchise. If you're a fan of chilling storytelling, sci-fi horror, and the classic nightmare of the Xenomorph, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our next deep dive into the world of cinema. The episode wastes no time. We open with Hermit, Siberian, and Rashidi exploring the med bay of the Maginot. What they discover is horrifying. 3 dead crew members, poisoned by toxins, their bodies violated as if something had clawed its way out from inside. The air is heavy with dread. Hermit realizes something escaped, and that something is still hunting. It doesn't take long before the Xenomorph makes its presence known, lurking in the shadows, waiting. As the trio tries to escape through a stairwell, Siberian and Rashidi leap to safety, but Hermit hesitates, and in that hesitation, he sees it. The monster. When he finally jumps, the Xenomorph strikes mid-air, sending Hermit crashing down a floor below. Desperate, he sprints for an elevator and slams the door shut just in time, the alien's claws raking at the steel. This opening sets the tone. Nowhere is safe. Every step inside the Maginot feels like walking into a predator's den. But Alien, Earth isn't just about creatures. It's about control, about humanity's desperate reach for immortality. We cut back to a flashback of Hermit. He begs a Prodigy robot to end his work contract early so he can pursue medical school. But he's denied. Even with only months left, the machine refuses. Hermit is trapped. Watching through a tablet, Wendy impulsively interferes, even cracking a joke through the robot. Something she shouldn't be capable of. Her mistake exposes her unpredictability, a hybrid struggling with her own humanity. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Dame Sylvia reviews haunting videos of children before their consciousness was transferred into new hybrid bodies. Boy Cavalier intrudes, mocking both her and Kirsch, a synthetic he calls little more than a regurgitating robot. Their conversation reveals the chilling stakes, a discovery that could end death itself. Humanity and synthetics are locked in an intelligence race, and the Maginot may hold the key. And then there's corporate greed. Cavalier receives a call from Yutani, the powerful head of Weyland-Yutani. It's a battle of wills, with Cavalier dodging corporate demands while scheming for the spoils hidden inside the wreckage. The episode reminds us, behind every xenomorph claw and burst of gore, there's an even more dangerous predator, human ambition. When Hermit finally regroups, the nightmare takes a surreal turn. He and a teammate stumble across a bizarre sight, an apartment inside the wreck, where a group of survivors are hosting an 18th century costume party. Aristocrats in powdered wigs, clinking glasses as though the world isn't burning outside. The host dismisses Hermit's warnings, boasting of his connection to Boy Cavalier. He refuses to leave, slamming the door in Hermit's face. And then it happens. The Xenomorph crashes in, ripping through the false sense of civility. Blood sprays against chandeliers, wigs tumble in the chaos, and the party becomes a massacre. Hermit's teammate is torn apart. Guests scream as their ornate costumes are shredded by alien claws. Just when Hermit is about to join them in death, salvation comes, but at a cost. Morrow arrives, wielding an electrical gun. He stuns the beast, cocooning it, dragging it away like a twisted trophy. But instead of rescuing Hermit, Morrow turns the weapon on him too. Even in survival, trust is impossible. This sequence is both grotesque and absurd, a reminder that in the Alien universe, horror doesn't always come dressed in slime and teeth. Sometimes it wears a powdered wig. While Hermit fights for his life, Kirsch leads another team deeper into the Maginot, and what they find is something out of a nightmare zoo. Inside a lab, slime drips from ceilings. Pods hang like grotesque fruit. Corpses lie drained and lifeless. A cat, drinking from a pool of blood, suddenly reveals itself as a vessel for a parasitic eyeball creature. It launches at Nibs, and only Curly and Smee's desperate intervention saves him. Every detail oozes dread. The pod above them twitches, extending a vine-like appendage toward Toodles. But curiously, it lets him pass. The rules of survival here are unclear. Kirsch hacks into the ship systems, uncovering the truth. The Maginot wasn't just a transport vessel. It was a deep space research lab. Experiments were being conducted. The wreckage itself is evidence of human arrogance, of tampering with forces too dangerous to control. And now that arrogance has teeth. If the episode has a heart, it beats in Hermit. Wandering through blood-soaked corridors, he discovers a relic, Reggie Jackson's third home run ball from the 1977 World Series. It sparks a memory, watching the game with his father, hearing the lesson that sometimes the world gives you one shining moment, and in that moment, you become a hero. His father had a name for that kind of hero. Mr. October. This baseball, this fleeting memory of innocence, becomes Hermit's anchor in the middle of hell. It's a breathtaking contrast. America's pastime versus humanity's darkest nightmare. When Wendy appears, Hermit confesses he was speaking to his father. What follows is an emotional bombshell. Wendy reveals she's not synthetic. She's his sister, the sister he buried, the sister he mourned. Saved by the boy genius, forced into this existence and now reunited. The moment is tender, heart-stopping. Hermit clings to her, desperate for truth in a world built on lies. But peace never lasts in the alien universe. As they move toward the egg chamber, a xenomorph lunges from the shadows, seizing Hermit and dragging him into the depths. The reunion is torn apart in seconds. A cruel reminder that in this world, even love is prey. Episode 2 doesn't pull its punches. From shredded party guests to mutilated soldiers, from parasitic eyeballs to cocoons dripping with slime, Mr. October may be the most violent chapter in the Alien franchise. But what makes it unforgettable isn't just the gore. It's the way it blends horror with humanity. Wendy's obsession with Hermit reveals her as the most emotional, most maddeningly human of the hybrids. Kirsch, the cold synthetic, oozes disdain for humans, declaring, "Fear is for animals. You're not animals." His venom makes him a spiritual successor to Fassbender's David. And among the Lost Boys, fractures begin to show. Nibs, traumatized by the eyeball encounter, no longer laughs so easily. The childlike innocence of some hybrids clashes with the sobering reality faced by others. Division is inevitable. This isn't just a monster story. It's the story of identity, control, and what it means to remain human when humanity itself is at risk of extinction. By the time the credits roll, Mr. October has cemented itself as a brutal, unforgettable chapter. It's not just about xenomorph kills. It's about the ghosts we carry, the obsessions that drive us, and the fragile moments of love that are so easily torn apart. For Hermit, his Mr. October moment wasn't glory on a baseball field. It was the courage to keep fighting, even as the universe tried to crush him. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Wendy and Hermit's reunion will change the course of the story? Or was it just a fleeting tragedy? And could this truly be the most violent episode in alien history? Let me know your thoughts.